In this video, you'll probably see Bella retrieve. She's right here. We're having her pick the object up off the ground. She's been doing it for a few days. Now we've even graduated to being able to stand up, give her a little leash pressure. Watch what she does here. She's putting her head over the object. She's not going to pick it up. She's saying she doesn't want to pick it up. It was important that I respond. I say no, and I make sure she picks up the object. Know that if the dog gives you a refusal, it doesn't matter if it's sit, down, or picking up an object. If you don't respond, you know, you're telling the dog that you're not going to respond. So they'll just stop doing it. They'll just stop working for you. It'll be terrible. You always have to respond to a refusal. Say no, repeat the command, make sure that the dog is compliant. So what we're doing now is we're just working on Bella walking up to the object. And see how I use a little downward pressure with the leash. I'm pointing her head in the direction of the object, making she turned the wrong way. So I'm going to make her spin the right way before we go any further. She needs to spin into heel the right way. So I got an idea here. So I put Bella at sit, and I'm walking off into the distance to go get something. We haven't finished working. We are going to continue working on this. And this is just, you know, hold. If she can hold this, she can hold anything, and she can pick it up and help the owner. So that's a service dog. She can be a physical assist dog. So it's important that she learns to do this properly. She needs to pick up an object, and she needs to spin into heel. If she can do the dumbbell, she can do something else. But first, she has to do the dumbbell. This is a Bichon. You know, she's doing great. We're right at about 3 weeks or something, you know, from start to finish right here. She's got some more weeks. We got more time to tighten everything up, and that's exactly what we're going to do here. Is we're going to start getting her to do a proper retrieve. Now I want her to spin into heel, so I went and got that box that she already knows that she's supposed to sit on. So it's going to be a target for her to go back and notice how a little downward pressure. There's some resistance at first with dogs. Every time I teach a dog to do this in varying degrees, they're resistant at first. You teach the dog to do this, do a proper retrieve, so that you're teaching them that this is a game that we can play, but you have to play by the rules. This is a healthy activity, making sure that the dog retrieves properly. It's putting you in the driver's seat. You know, you're directing the dog. Hey, go over and get that, put it in your mouth, and bring it back to me at heel. This is like all of the things, it's repetition. This is the hardest thing for the dog to learn during the board and train. It's a series of steps, and then you string the steps together, and that's what we're at the end of it, where we're going to string it together, and we're going to have her do it. She's doing a retrieve right now, right? She's doing a retrieve. I'm using a little leash direction, but I mean, that is essentially what the dog is doing. She is retrieving an object right now, and that's what we want her to be able to do. So this is a lot of muscle memory. At first, see how she's not totally into it? But we make sure that she's compliant, because this is one of those things that if a dog learns how to do this, they love it. They love it. So don't worry about if the dog doesn't look like it's real enthusiastic about it at first. They learn to love it. A perfect example of that would be the dog Hanu, which I trained to catch a Frisbee. And, you know, during retrieving, it was like his body language was like the dog is just totally not into it. But I know at a point the dog becomes into it. Her tail's up. It's not like she's, you know, she's not bummed out or anything. She's not a real super excitable dog anyway. I actually started using Tonka around her just to create some more energy, to get some drive going in her. I'll have a video of her and Tonka working together. You know, she isn't a high-energy dog, but there's no reason that she can't just do some retrieves, pick up some objects. You know, this is setting the stage for making sure that the dog knows that you're competent. You know, go over there. She's sitting down because my neighbor's dog is in the yard. It just, you know, causes excitement, and she just, you know, sat. So she is functioning knowing that my neighbor's dog is in the field. You know, she is. So this is a very difficult thing for her to do. but we make sure that we're pushing the dog past these points of excitement.
No, hold.
Go over there and hold. No, hold.
No, hold. You got
Right?
it.
It's not play with it. It's pick it up in your mouth and get back at heel.
For a minute. Here, heel.
You have to keep setting the sending this message to the dog. No, do it right. It's not about just doing it. It's about doing it right. That's why we're having her spin into heel and releasing it to my hand.
No, here, heel.
She doesn't have to be perfect,
That's good.
but by the time she leaves, she'll be a lot better at this than she is right now. Right now, she's just sort of figuring out that, yeah, this might be a fun activity for her. There's no reason not to do this activity, right?
Hold.
It's certainly, you know,
Girl, here, heel.
it's not objectionable. That's how all the dogs are in varying degrees. Like I said, like Bowser,
Very nice.
he's more energetic and a more amped up dog,
Hold.
which has its, can have its faults too, because if the dog's super excited, they screw up. They have a tendency to screw up. Now, here she is. We're just doing a walking hold, so I throw the object and then have her pick it up. I'm still using that downward leash motion, making sure that she knows that I'm right there and she needs to be compliant.
Bella.
It's about consistency at first, just making sure, yeah, get your head down there real quick, pick it up. You know, that's how it is with all of the commands. Just make sure that the dog starts doing the action and it becomes its behavior using repetition and praise and telling the dog that, yes, this is what we want you to do.
Yes.
That is a very good dog. She's doing a retrieve now.